Today let's talk about 3 things that you need to know about a probation before judgment in Maryland. A probation before judgment under our code is kind of a special exception. It's almost in certain cases, if you go through the right hoops, you can get a slap on your wrist instead of getting a conviction. It's not automatic. And there are 3 things you need to know. In most circumstances, the probation before judgment, if you get it, can be erased from your record. In other words, it'll be as if the incident never occurred. However, the expungement period is 3 years. So the eraser doesn't come into play until 3 years after you've been to court. There are also several instances where you aren't even eligible for a probation before judgment. The question we get all the time is, what happens if you get a probation before judgment and you go to fill out a job application? Is that a conviction? The answer is no. You can answer that question absolutely not. You have never been convicted of a crime in Maryland if you get a probation before judgment. If you're charged, however, in certain circumstances with a DUI, you can get a probation before judgment when it does not come into play. A second offense within a 10-year period, no probation before judgment. So you can go into a lawyer's office, you can discuss probation before judgment. You need to know that it isn't always granted. In fact, it's not always granted or given to you by a judge, even in first offenses by numerous district court judges throughout the state of Maryland, if you blew extremely high. In those circumstances, you may have to go through treatment, or you may not get it at all. Not all crimes are eligible for it. You need to know that. You do need to know that probation before judgment is a valuable thing with insurance companies also. Oftentimes, your rates will not go up if you've been given a probation before judgment. On the other side, lastly, if you're given a probation before judgment, you're on probation. That's what it means. If you violate the probation, you go to jail. And oftentimes, you will go to jail for the entire period of time that you originally told was the maximum penalty for that crime.